All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to tackle a tool that will literally stop your automation scripts from breaking all the time. I'm talking about the XPath contains function. You know that feeling, right? You write a test script, it works perfectly, and then the next time you run it, boom, it fails. So frustrating. And 9 times out of 10, the culprit is the exact problem we're about to solve. This all comes down to what I like to call the dynamic element problem. It's the reason why so much test automation feels, well, super fragile. Okay, so check this out. Here's the problem in action. On the left, before you hit refresh, an element's ID might be something like user-7A3B-1. Then you reload the page and poof, it's user-9C2F-2. See what happened? The word user is still there, but that random string of numbers and letters, completely different. It's dynamic. So what does this mean? Well, if your locator is looking for that exact original ID, it's guaranteed to fail the second that page reloads. This right here is the weak link, the thing that makes our test suite so brittle. But what if? What if we could just tell our script, hey, just look for an element that includes this one stable piece of text? Well, that's exactly where our hero comes in, the contains function. And this thing is a total lifesaver. Put simply, it's an XPath function that helps us find an element as long as one of its attributes contains a specific chunk of text that we get to define. We don't need the full unpredictable value anymore. Game changer. And here it is, the golden formula. You're going to want to remember this. It's a relative XPath, so it starts with a double slash, then the tag name, like input or div, and then the magic happens inside the square brackets. You type contains, then the attribute you're targeting, always with an @ sign. And finally, that stable little piece of text you're looking for. I really love this analogy. Thinking of a normal ID as a precise street address is perfect. The contains function, that's more like a powerful searchlight. It's not looking for the whole address, just for a clue or partial text, wherever it might be hiding. All right, enough theory. That's all well and good, but let's see this thing in action. It's time to get our hands dirty and build a rock-solid locator for a real-world element. It's a really simple 4-step process. First, we inspect the element we want using our browser's dev tools. Second, we hunt for a piece of text in one of the attributes that looks like it doesn't change. Step 3, we write our XPath using that golden formula. And step 4, and you cannot skip this one, we test it to make absolutely sure it finds just one unique element. 1 of 1 is the goal. So, our target for today is the email field on a Salesforce page, a pretty common scenario. After we inspect it, we can see it has a name attribute. And if you look inside that attribute's value, the word email is right there. That looks like a fantastic, stable piece of text we can latch onto. Okay, so a common first attempt might be to use a broader term. I mean, the word user is also in that name attribute, right? So let's try writing an XPath for an input tag where the name contains the word user. We pop that into the inspector and yikes, we get 8 results back. That is not going to work. Our script would have no idea which of those 8 fields it's supposed to type in. It's just not unique enough. So back to the drawing board. We need to refine our search. Let's zero in on that more specific text we spotted earlier, email. So our new, much more precise XPath is // input contains @name email /. And when we test that one, bingo, 1 of 1. We found our element and only our element. Now that is a reliable locator we can actually build a test around. Okay, so now that you've got a handle on contains, let's just add a little bit of expert level knowledge here. How is this different from another function you might have heard of, starts with? It's actually super simple. You use starts with when you know for sure that the stable text is always at the very beginning of the attribute's value. But for pretty much everything else, when that text could be at the start, in the middle, or at the end, contains is your go-to. It just gives you so much more flexibility. So we did it. We've built and tested our locator. The final step is to actually put it to work. Let's take it out of the browser inspector and drop it right into our automation script. And here it is, living inside a Python Selenium script. We just tell our driver to find element using by.xpath, and then we paste in that awesome, robust locator we just created. And from there, we can do whatever we want with it, like using send keys to type something. And the result? It's exactly what we were hoping for. The script runs, it finds the correct email field reliably every single time, it types in the text, and our test passes with flying colors. That, my friends, is the power of building really robust locators. So let's just take a step back and think about what you can do now. In just a few minutes, you've learned how to spot those tricky dynamic elements, you know how to write a flexible XPath with contains, and you even know the crucial difference between contains and starts with. You are absolutely ready to use this in your own code. Which, of course, brings us to the most important question. I want you to think about that one element in your application, you know the one, that's always been flaky and unreliable. You now have the perfect tool to lock it down for good. So, what unfindable element are you going to conquer first?